Salutations this evening. Welcome to another edition of the Secret Variant. I am your host, Ultra Maximus, broadcasting to you live from the depths of my office in hell, aka Florida. And hello into the chat. Hello, John S. How you doing? Thanks for joining us live. So, if you haven't watched what the show is, this is the Secret Variant show where I'm going to run through the previews and try to give you guys a little bit of an insight into the mind of Maximus as far as what books you should be talking to your local comic shop about securing your orders for tomorrow. Because tomorrow, as you know, is the final order cutoff for the current iteration of books available through previews. So, I hope to be able to bless you guys with some information here this evening that might help your comic purchasing going forward. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run through the FOC list and previews, and then I'm going to double back through the second prints and variants just to make sure you guys are aware of what's going to be hitting the shelves this week. So it's going to be a twofer. Basically, you find out what books you should be ordering, and also you should find out what books you should be putting your name down for in case you did not pre-order. So hopefully everybody gets a little bit of success off this list. So let's say, while we have at it, make sure I got my windows up, showing the right screen. Okay, what's going on here? Yeah, see, this thing's being weird. When it's full screen on one, it doesn't actually show. There we go. So I have to open up a new window, make it look all kind of crazy and silly, and not really what I was hoping for, but we're gonna get this all worked out. All right, guys. Want to give a shout out to all you guys. What's up, Aaron Yee, Styles Morales? Thank you guys again for joining live. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into it. I'm going to go full screen on this list. Let's see what we got chilling for tomorrow. So going through the FOC list, we're going to start off first with Image Comics. And, of course, you can see that final orders are due for Department of Truth number 4. I have number 3 in my read pile. Looking forward to picking that one up. And then this one's going to have it looks like a Tony Moore cover. I'm sorry, Tradmore. Maybe messing up names like that, but yeah, that's a Tradmore cover. So that's pretty crazy. How can a journalist ethically report on a story that they know can't possibly be true? As packages with proof of impossible stories keep arriving on one reporter's doorstep, sent by a mysterious entity known only as Q, one reporter must find the answer themselves. So I think this is funny because they're, of course, trying to play on Q. And, yeah, I'll revisit that book at a later date probably just to clarify some things for some people. Family Tree number 10, Gideon Falls number 27, and it looks like the cover B is a Jeff Lemire variant. Ice Cream Man number 22, cover A and cover B. Philadelphia number 11, cover A and cover B. Oblivion Song by Kirkman. Man, that's up to issue 29. And this even bugs me out even more. Outcast is up to issue 47. But Outcast 47 is also on FOC. And then here comes another Donny Cates, Redneck number 29. Scumbag number 3 with its awesome variant covers. Sea of Stars number 8. Spawn number 313. Let's take a look at this McFarlane cover. So this is kind of wild looking because, yeah, it's a McFarlane cover. So the Capullo and McFarlane cover seems to be a wee bit different, though. Plague Spawn. So if this is a first appearance of a Spawn on a cover, I would suggest that you put down for your cover C's tomorrow. Just some advice. I don't know if you're going to take my advice to heart or not. Tartarus number 8 covers A and B. Undiscovered Country number 11 covers A and B. All right, and then we're moving on to Dark Horse. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Song of Glory number 3. You Look Like Death, Tales, Umbrella Academy, 4 of 6. There's your cover A, your cover B, and your cover C. It looks like that's going to be the extent of your Dark Horse orders. All right, so here, Sea of Sorrows, number 2, and Star Wars Adventure Smuggler's Run, number 1. So when I go and look at the FOC list, let's take a look to see if there's any variants that are listed for Smuggler's Run. All right, moving on to Dynamite, and I'm going to cover these, but I'm not going to really get into depth on them. Mars Attacks Red Sonja, number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 different variants listed right there. Vengeance of Vampirilla, number 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. And, you know, some of them are Perillo covers. Some of them look pretty good. But Vampirilla Chasers, they already know this stuff's coming out. So we have Dune, House of... I can't even say this name right without messing it up. But it's issue number 3 of a 12-issue miniseries. Firefly Blue Rising, number 1. There's a cover A and a cover B. Jim Henson's Labyrinth, The Masquerade. R.I.P. David Bowie. And, yeah, so cover A is a $7.99 cover price. So that's a sign right there. That's probably going to be an oversized book. There's a cover A and a cover B. And then, of course, we have Something Is Killing the Children, number 13, covers A. And if it says cover A, there's probably going to be some other variants. You might want to check to see if there's an FOC variant. You have to do that with basically every Boom book to make sure you don't miss an FOC variant. Because I'm watching FOC variants just be the one that gets ordered very lightly, and a lot of people miss it. And when people miss it, it creates a kind of false market. And, yeah, you know, don't fall into that. All right, so now we've got Heavy Metal Magazine, Brooklyn Gladiator, number 4 or 5. Cinderella Bloody Xmas Annual, Zenoscope. Cinderella Bloody Christmas Annual 2020, cover B. And there's the cover C. Dark Interlude number 2. Dark Interlude number 2, cover B. Dynamic Forces Batman number 89 Encore Edition Tinian Signature. So you're going to have a signed one, and then there's a 91 signed one also, and then a 92 variant CGC graded for $89.99. That's pretty wild. Dynamic Forces Catwoman 80th Anniversary Super Spectacular Tom King signature. Dynamic Forces Flash Forward. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess Spawn 300, Capullo signature, Wonder Woman 750 Comics Exposure, Chew exclusive. Dynamic Forces Year of the Villain Hell Arisen number 3 Tinian signed. So wow, that looks like a later print, but it's going to be those first punchlines signed by Tinian. So, or Tinian, or however you want to pronounce it, messed up like I do. But Disney manga, Princess Mulan number 1. What the hell? Okay, I got to take a look at this just to see what this is. Shout out to Nick Hart, because Nick Hart's probably going to be all up on this one. Okay. So that is interesting. And then there's the same artwork reused for issue number 2. Grendel, Kentucky, issue number 4 of 4. I Make Boys Cry #2 cover A, and there is a cover B Bruma holographic foil logo. So who is this chick and why does she make boys cry? But she is a redhead, looks like. Oh, this is related to White Widow. Interesting. I don't read White Widow, so I couldn't tell you. Then there's a wraparound variant, which is pretty wild. Oh, so there you go. They Make Boys Cry. Let's see. We got Markiplier #4, cover A, cover B, Miranda and Maelstrom #4. Picture of Everything Else #1. Now, this one was brought up to me by Dollar Bin. Let's shout out to Dollar Bin on this one. Told me to take a look at this cover, and then he also said to take a look at the retail incentive, which we will do when we get over to the incentive list. So keep an eye out for this one. This one looks to be interesting. As the 20th century dawns, art promises to change the world and steep it in blood. A rash of impossible killings sweep through Paris, tearing the rich and beautiful apart in their beds. When two art thieves stumble upon the portraits of the victims damaged in the exact same manner they died, it appears the man who once painted the immortal portrait of Dorian Gray has returned with darker plans for future works. From the minds of Dan Waters, Coffin-Bound, Lucifer, Deep Roots, and Kishore Mahan comes the haunting balance of depravity and beauty. And that'll be in stores December 23rd. So we shall see how that turns out. Let's see here. So here is, okay, so here's a couple of the variants. Here's your cover B. Okay, decent looking. And then here's your cover C. I'll take a look at the incentive list later, like I said. Picture of Everything Else #1, cover D, 15 copy incentive. Oh, there's the 15 copy and the 30 copy. Foil. Okay. So the 15 copy incentive is going to be the same copy as, oh wow, it's on Pikes. Interesting. And then including deluxe foil. Rick and Morty, Ever After, #3. So that's cover A Stern, and there's the cover B. What's on this one? Does this one give us anything? Nope. Nothing new. Shadow Service #5. Cover A, cover B. Wayward Legends #3. And then we have White Widow #7 with the cover A and cover B. Metallic ink, and then oh wow, an Ebas cover. So yeah, Ebas doesn't do too much work as of right now that I'm really following. So it's kind of cool to see some of his work there. So cool. I guess White Widow's got more of a cult following. And then we've got Exo Manowar #3 of the 2020 series with a couple of variants. So those are your final order cutoffs due. And you mean to tell me there's no Marvel in here? Which would be interesting. But yeah, it appears that does not show any Marvel books unless I went past them. Let's see. Yep, it appears that there are no Marvels on this FOC. So let's take a look at the previous list, previous week's list. And there was some Marvel on here. Yeah, so all the Marvel books were due last week. So it's going to make quick work. So we were already going through the FOC list to see that. So let's get over here to the printings and variants. And before I get rolling here, let me take a quick break. Let's see what we got going on in chat. What's up? Taking pics to show books. I'm going to list, and I'm getting in the knowledge. Nice. Well, good. Thanks for joining us. Slowest FOC week ever. Well, I kind of agree. The Punchline Dynamic Forces books are second prints. I wouldn't be surprised, Aaron, if it's a third print for the one, because I think the second print of Batman 89 already sold through. Yeah, also no Marvel. So weird, right? That 313, everything else #1s, that's about all you need. Yeah, basically. No Marvel, and because December has 5 Wednesdays, yeah. So, what's up, Eric? Thanks for joining. We're about to get into the previews, variants, and second print. So let's take a look at this list to see if there's anything coming up that we should be paying attention to. Starting off at the top, of course, Faithless number 2 was in stores this week, so this list has not updated. So let's see, what is it going to be? 12/2 will be the Dune. Third printing will be in stores, and your second printing connecting variant for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Okay. And then let's see what else we got. Duck Avenger for Scorpion Comics. We already knew about that one. And then next week will be TMNT Last Ronin number 1. Image Comics. Got these rolling through. Shout out to the 305th Battalion. And don't buy these books, guys. I mean, you can if you want, but yeah. Anyway, Avengers number 38, second print. And again, this book, I don't know why it's gone second printing. It's the Origin of Mephisto. It has a couple of variants. One of them is a really cool looking Black Panther Phoenix variant. And the regular cover is really not that bad. And I really think there was enough to go around. So pick it up, maybe. Just don't. I wouldn't spec on it too heavily. Same with this one right here. Captain Marvel. Again, my one store jokes about how they hate carrying this book because it either sells or doesn't. Whenever there's a first appearance, they tend to sell. Now, this hit shelves this week, and it was Key Collector put out an alert, and people were saying it was selling for $20. You know, y'all chill with that shit, okay? Because we know it was ordered. And then Champions number 2, second printing, will be hitting shelves in a month. So be on the lookout for that one. Let's see here. Nothing else for 12/5 or 12/2, which is crazy. Okay. Giga number 1, second printing, will be hitting shelves on 12/2, as well the deluxe foil second printing. And then let's see what we got for incentive variants down here. So 12/2, we got some Buffy the Vampire Slayer stuff going on right there. You got yours. You don't need me to tell you about those. If you collect Buffy, you already know what's going on, going down with that. Not a whole lot. Okay, Lumberjanes End of Summer number 1 will have its cover B and its cover C hitting shelves this week. Let's see here. We've also got not much of anything as far as Boom goes. So Dark Horse, bring it on. Hellboy and BPRD. Her Fatal Hour, cover B, and it looks like just cover B. Overwatch, Tracer London calling, number 1. Babs Tar variant. You never know. Overwatch kind of has a cult following behind it, so it could be one of those. Could be one of those sleeper books, but you know, I'm more on the cyberpunk than anything else. Spy Island number 4 will also be hitting shelves. Stranger Things D&D crossover number 2 with its multiple variants will be hitting shelves. Let's see here. 12/2. Okay, so Betty Page. Yeah, you got all your Betty Page variants. Lots of them. See this? Look at this. All 12/2. And then they give you a break, and 12/30 is the next issue. The Boys Dear Becky number 7, the premium FOC variant, FOC bonus variant. So I'd be asking your stores about that one. And then, of course, there's the other one. There's another Virgin premium FOC variant. Interesting that they're doing FOC variants for that one over there on the Boys. Oh, looks like I'm going to get some sleep tonight because this list looks like it's going to be pretty short. And, of course, you guys, if you want to take a look at what I'm looking at, of course, I am over on previewsworld.com taking a look at this list. And lots of 12/16 releases, 12/16, 12/16, 12/16. 11/25 already passed previews. Why are you slacking on cleaning up? Oh, it's right, because your people probably took off since Thursday, so they weren't able to update your lists. Man, there's a lot of books that are coming out later, though. There we go. Okay, we got some 12/2s again, which is some Red Sonias, so you know about those. I don't need to tell you about them. Virgin variants and all sorts. 12.9, 12.9. Okay. Shout out to Carl Casey, White Bat Audio for the tunes. Here's your Sacred Six. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm not into the Secret Sixes, but I do know that some people are all about these, and some of them are all right. And this is one of them that I know that there are some people who are about it. Man, that's thick with 3 C's, man. So, Sacred Six, you got all your variants for that one. You should be looking out for that one. Let's see here. All right, so we're coming to the close of this wonderful Dynamite list because, my God, they got so many books releasing. Barely any of them 12.2. All of them 12.9 or 12.30. So 12.16s. Getting warmer. $12.9. We're still deep in this. Jesus. Oh, 12.2. 12.2. What we got there? Sonic the Hedgehog. That's your 10 copy incentive. And your cover B. I found one, though. I thought we were going to go through the list. TMNT Jenica number 2. Your 1 in 10. And your TMNT ongoing will be in stores the following week. Let's see here. All right, so we're in the Image now. Image doesn't have very much shipping this week, it looks like. Walking Dead will be on store shelves with its many variants, A, B, and C. All right, here we are in a Marvel. Let's see. What do we got coming from Marvel on 12.2? 12.2, 12.2. Show me what you got. 12.2, we got a Black Widow number 4, which is a brown MCU variant, and a Marco Cicchetto variant. So let's take a look at these real quick. So this is your MCU variant with the MCU version of Taskmaster. Yeah, you know, that's not bad. It's really not bad. It's a little weird seeing Natasha as a mom, though. Because that was like a whole big plot point. She had her ovaries cut out in the Red Room to prevent her from being attached. Daredevil number 25. We got a LaRocca variant. It's this one here. And then we got a nullified one. So this variant's pretty cool looking. Pretty good for a Daredevil one. This right here is kind of wild looking because nullification. All right, guys, as I'm winding through the rest of this list, it doesn't look like there's going to be too much more going on, so I want to remind you to hit that like, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. King in Black number 1, Betterman Tattoo variant. Can't front. This looks kind of cool. I'll probably be picking this one up. $5.99 cover price. So yeah, just remember that $5.99 cover price applies to all of these right here. And there's a Hidden Gem variant too. So let's take a look at the Hidden Gem and the Donny Cates variant too. So this is your Hidden Gem variant, which I think was a previous Venom artwork. I just don't remember where it was from. And Donny Cates art. I mean, everybody wants to rip Donny Cates for his artwork. It's not that bad. I mean, it really isn't. So, there's a Momoko variant. King of Black number 1. Momoko variant. Yeah. Stegman variants. Stegman Premier variant. Super Log variant. I actually kind of like the Super Log variant. So let's take a look at this guy. Super Log. I mean, I dig it. You know, he looks more and more like the Void. More and more like the Void. So, all right. Let's see. 1/6. Same more 12/2. No Marvel Tales. So yeah, this one will be on shelves this week. If you're fortunate enough to get a store that orders really heavily on these for 50 copies, the 50 copy incentive, being that it is a $7.99 cover price, I've seen a lot of the incentives being priced around the 180 mark. So if you are able to get this one for ratio, you are the man. If you're able to get it for 100, you're probably still the man. But does it have really long term? Don't think so. I think the cover A is a better play if you guys want to speculate on picking up a couple extra copies, because people are going to find out that this, of course, is a reprint of the first appearance and the origin issues of Null from Venom 3 and number 4. So, I don't think buying in at the 1 in 50 is worth it, because it's probably going to sink pretty hard after that FOMO wears off. But I do foresee an $8 cover price book possibly hitting 20. Now, if this thing is so under-ordered that it creates a demand, and the book, ends up being, a $40 book for a cover A, then 3 copies, you should probably pick up 3 copies. But I don't know if it's going to hit $40, guys, and that's kind of like my threshold. I don't want to buy a book for other than personal collection reasons, or for a really long-term spec. If I'm buying a book for a short-term flip, I've got to make 500 to 1,000% profit. That means that a $4 book has to sell for, over enough to give me $20 in profit after shipping, after fees. So I don't do the Wednesday hustle like I used to, but I think this is a book that I'm probably going to be picking up a couple extra copies and just making sure they're high grade. And honestly, people who grade them first are probably going to get there, because look at the artwork. Let's just be honest. And Young Lee's artwork right here is dope. And the fact that it retells his origin, I think, is a pretty good thing. So I'm actually excited to see this book a little bit more. I know I talked about it in some other places, but I was really trying to keep it down. Of course, Miles Morales variants. These are the PS5 game variants, or the Miles Morales game variant. These are 1 in 10s, so they probably have a little bit more legs than the other ones. I'd be looking out for that. MODOK Head Games is going to be in stores too. There's a Scotty Young variant. And then there is I think this is going to be your incentive. So, from Patton Oswalt. Oh, wow. And Jordan Blum, showrunners of the upcoming animated Marvel's MODOK show on Hulu, comes a journey into the mind of one of the biggest heads in Marvel Universe. MODOK is a ruthless and brilliant leader of the terrorist organization AIM, outsmarting heroes and outmaneuvering his cutthroat colleagues, gunning for his position. But when he begins to be haunted by memories of a family he never had, it leaves him unsure if he is losing his freakishly large mind, or perhaps there's a lot more to his enormous mind, or if there is something more sinister behind these visions. And if there is anyone ever hoping for a possibility of Gwenpool showing up anywhere, the animated MODOK series is probably going to be the only spot they can pull it off. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Savage Avengers number 15 has a Lozano variant. Kind of neat. Black Widow, Wolverine, Elektra, and Namor, huh? Oh, it's Son of Satan. I'm sorry. Huh. Okay. Let's see here. Any other 12/2s? Here we go. The Union. All right, so this is that new series that spins out of a super team of heroes gathered from all over the United Kingdom. So this is a UK-centric book So for all of the UK fans out there, this is probably going to be one you want to pick up. And then, of course, we got Thor number 10. It's going to have 3 different variants. We've got a Klein variant, a nullified variant, and as Otley, I assume, is going to be your incentive. So let's take a look at these real quick. So that's pretty cool looking. And yeah, you know, if it turns out that Thor or a version of Thor is null, that'd be pretty wild. And this is something else. So Donald Blake has powers. When Donald Blake is null, that's even going to be even more insanely crazy. But Donny Cates is at the helm of this one, so we don't know. He's telling us that Black Winter's definitely got some more time to come around. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see, 12-2, 12-2, any more 12-2s? That be it. And then there's, of course, some of these comics and graphic novels. Let's see, just in case there's anything cool here. No 12-2s, no 12-2s. Red Atlantis from Aftershock Comics will be in stores, and this one is a 10-copy incentive variant. And then there's Knock 'em Dead number 1, 15-copy Tony Harris variant that will also be on shelves if you are lucky enough to have Aftershock ordered at your store. Goon number 13 will have a variant on shelves. Hillbilly number 3. Wow. Or Hillbilly Treacherous Treason 12, Tomago number 1. Okay, so I saw the 3, and I didn't know what I was saying there. But apparently there's new Hillbilly arc that's hitting shelves. And then we've got Laurel and Hardy Christmas Follies. All right, so all you guys chasing after them ASM 15 variants, or yeah, Amazing Fantasy 15 swipes. Well, there you go. Sonia Devereaux. Homage variant to one of the comics' all-time's greatest covers. So I don't know what's going on there, but apparently Vixen's got herself a little swipey swipe. And then we've got Patroika. All right, what kind of smut is this, everybody? Oh boy. So yeah, looks like Antarctic Press, of course. So what's this here? Erratic number 1. Upshot. Kari Andrews. So he was on 3 Comic Monty a couple weeks back, dropping some good stuff, some good artwork. Let's see, any other 12-2s I can share with you guys. I'm going to wrap up this list, guys, go through any other 12-2s that might be hitting the shelves. And then I'm going to go back to the chat, and then we're going to call it quits. So you guys can write down what you're ordering for tomorrow. Here we go, Lady Death Nightmare Symphony. For all you Lady Death fans. Huh. The name of this book is called Shit Show. Let's take a look-see here. What do we have? What do we have? The world once had an age of heroes where Legend, the principal protector of peace, and his legion defended the earth from threats far and wide. Then, in the blink of an eye, unimaginably horrific forces catapulted the age of heroes into extinction. Now, as people wander aimlessly through a hero-less world, the magnificent McCoys travel far and wide to showcase their powers for the almighty penny. Led by the drunkard Rich McCoy, the hero once known as Legend, the McCoys try to find normalcy in a world that is just slivers of what it once was. And the dust finally begins to settle. The dark force that looked to conquer the world returns to finish the job it started. Can Legend remain sober enough to put his mysterious force down once and for all? Or has he doomed the McCoys and the world for all of eternity? Shit Show is Shameless meets The Boys with a few more soiled britches. Retailer incentive. Retailers purchasing 10 copies of cover A, 1 in 10 of Shit Show number 1 will unlock unlimited orders of cover B, Throne of Despair by Juan Engel. So, good stuff there, I guess, if you're into the Scout stuff. And let's see, Titan doesn't have anything for 12-2. Valiant, nothing for 12-2. Vault Comics, Heavy number 3, cover B. And then Vampire the Masquerade, David Mack variant. Then there's a Daniel variant. Don't know which Daniel it is. Then the Zenoscope, Bell Targeted Prey one shot. And that's it. That's all she wrote. All right. Okay, so let's see what we got here. What's up, Rob's Comics? Thanks for joining. Dynamite and their million covers. You are not lying. 90% of the null variants are solid. I would say that 90% of them are solid, but if the character itself doesn't get nullified by any means, it's not really, in my opinion, something that warrants me to purchase the book. But I'll keep the lookout for all those, some of those, man. And you know, when it comes to this one, you know, variants are a tough game to play. They really are. It's not as easy to play the variant game as it was a few years ago. Because a few years ago, I was working at an LCS and I had priority over everybody, like, except for a few customers that had to get Deadpool variants and a couple other variants that, like, they're like, I have to have. Basically, if it's not claimed, it was mine, you know, on release day, and I was very thankful for that. I built a pretty sick collection, but unfortunately, of course, I had to sell some of those books over the last couple of months here. Some of the books I wanted to grade too. I got a Spider-Woman Alpha variant in there, some good stuff. But I do want to thank you guys, Azores, man. You guys dropped the fire. I just delivered the message. So appreciate you guys tuning in for this one. As you know, the Raw Report is just something I like to do off the cuff. It's nothing too crazy. But you know, we're gonna wrap this one up here tonight, guys. So again, I want to thank you all for tuning into this wonderful, crazy show that I do. And the later printings and variants was a fun thing, and I was going to try to get that slideshow up there, but I didn't make that happen. But you guys watch this Raw Report. Don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, and click that bell for notifications for when I go live and do one of these other silly little things. Maximus Mail Call, the Speculation Matrix, which of course you guys watch Drunken Chat for the exclusive I give there. Prime pickups if I ever get to go bin diving once COVID restrictions are lifted, but be sure to check out his Drunken Chat this Friday night / Saturday morning, depending on your time zone, because we do go live at about 12:30 a.m. on Friday, and we like to time travel back across the country to 9:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m. on Saturday. I'm sorry, and we'd like to time travel back across the country to Friday at 9:30 p.m. to you guys on the West Coast. Be sure to find what I've got for sale on my U1TRA Maximus page on eBay, and that's the same ID you find me on IG and Facebook. Give me a follow there, everybody. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. And again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys checking me out live. It means the world to me. I will see you all next time.